Hey everybody, it is April 1917, Eastern Front, and I suppose Western Front or Central Front, Southern Front. Central Powers turn. I guess I gotta flip all that stuff to twos. That needs to be all twos. Forgot to do that. So those are twos. So they're dug in really good. Now over here is where the big battle happened. The Germans are trying to push back. That's trying to take care of that salient. They took Krakow since the Austrians capitulated. They filled the void right there. And then they did have a battle here. They kicked the British troops. There was not very many of them. They kicked it was like one infantry corps and artillery corps parked there. They took them out. In the process, they did lose one corps themselves. But they did take their city back, their minor city. And now they are facing off over here against what few British troops. And over here, the Italians did attack the Greeks. There was a small Greek force right here. They had two of them attacked with no losses. Did have a demoralization on some of them that fell back to here. So they have taken the crossroads and kind of consolidated themselves against what's the Greeks and the Romanians that are right there. Just outside of Serbia. All right. They did build some reinforcements and moved them there. And let's see what else we have. Yes, they had some reinforcements and put a couple corps right there. And everybody else needs to be flipped to level 2 over there on the Western Front also. So that's something you'll see is a bunch of twos, since I just forgot now I remembered. Alright, that's everything for the Central Powers. Not much. The Straussen troops have been showing up now, so they do have some elite troops forming the ranks. So this might be interesting for the Germans to see if they can start kicking some guys back. Because they already been in battle down here. Those were troops right here. That was the battle which really helped out a lot. That +1 to the die roll for elite troops. They don't get very many of them, but when they do show up, they do make a difference in the battle. All right, we'll be back. Everybody, it's April 1917, Western Front. Yes, the Western Front. Battles are back happening again. All right, the Americans won an offensive over here. There was a bulge in the salient over here, and we had 4 American army groups attacked the one German corps army. Well, I guess it was 2 corps that were there. Attacked across the river and entrenched across the river. But still, with the massive amount of firepower there was, they rolled very good and took both of them out and pushed into there. I think that was the last bit of Belgium that was still controlled by the Germans. So now Belgium has been totally liberated. Over here, the American units advanced down the line here. They did take, what is this? Here it is, Lyon, right there. Took that as they marched through. Supply lines are moving along. There's still one city left that's sucking. Maybe I should just leave it alone so it sucks down the German supply points. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. That might be an actually smart thing to do. And over here, so one advance over to here and advance to here. So maybe they'll start attacking over here to totally liberate and start the front over here into Italy. And unfortunately, with the only 6 supply points or transport points left, most of that's going to supply the Americans in France. So there's not too many units that can be moved out of Britain at the moment. So yeah, that's going to be a problem. So over here, we did have a battle here. The Romanians and the Greeks attacked the one Italian Corps army group that was there, took it out, completely obliterated it. So But they did take some casualties. Or they lost, what? Romanians lost three corps in the process. So, yeah. It was a hit in the snout, but they did push back the Italians. Then over here, the British attacked. They had these two right here attacked the one Italian army group that was there. Eliminated a couple of them and demoralized one and pushed that back. So they're out of the way. So they're pushing along. And they made contact with a German unit here, but they did not attack at the moment. Now, there was a big bloody mess that happened over here. There was the German unit that was in Krakow. They had moved in here. And we had some British and Russian forces attack it. And the end result was lost some British units. And I think there was a Russian unit that lost too. But they did take the city. So that is, not that it really matters other than taking territory at the moment. And there was one skirmish right here where the Russians did take out, attacked here and here, took out that one unit that was there. But they did lose a bunch of units. And then there was the big siege of Koenigsberg right here. The fort still stands, but it's been greatly diminished. It was surrounded on three sides by Russian corps. Now you see there's only two. That gives you an idea. It was pretty much an exchange. And there was one attack that did not go very well. It was attacker exchange, so they lost a whole bunch of units. So basically, this army group that was right here just disappeared because of what they did. But the other ones, they did take out two of the Germans. So, but the Germans still control it at the moment. They haven't lost a major city yet, but it's looking kind of bad. The Russians did take a bunch of casualties. And this curious here, we're moving into May. I think May. Yep. Weather-wise, everything's going to be clear. So we don't have to worry about any weather until October. So we're going to have some months here of clear weather. So that is it. I don't think we missed anything. So at the moment, everybody's battling in, trying to get into Germany along all the advancing axes, however you say it. There are some openings, but at the moment they are, we got some demoralized units. So at the moment they have to figure out how to funnel some troops in there. The Russians have a problem because they can only go so far, advance so far. Basically, they can make it to Berlin, but that's how far they can advance at the moment. I'm just curious. Now, what does it take to defeat Germany? Okay. To defeat Germany, we need to take Berlin and Essen. We know where Berlin is. There's Berlin right there. So, you know the Russians are close. So are the Brits. And Essen is right there. So we do have Americans really close. So if the Americans really start pushing hard, this game could be over. So if the Russians push hard and the British, it's possible. So we'll just see what happens. All right, we'll be back.